And welcome to another episode of Actormented. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Arthur. A little coffee. Anyways, all right, guys, let's go straight to the point. Half of your acting is physical, the other half is vocal. Piggybacking on, I just did a voiceover audition, and I wanted to piggyback on that and talk a little bit about the importance of your vocal instrument as an actor. I can't tell you how many times I've seen good actors. People that had some quality, but they had no awareness of how bad their vocal instrument was. And that can really hurt an actor. Anyways, I guess, if you're not training your voice as an actor, you're just performing with half of your instrument, because your voice doesn't just communicate emotion. Your voice creates emotion. Your voice is vibration. It's breath, it's resonance, it's energy traveling through space, and it just hits the audience. It hits another human being, and it literally enters someone else's body through vibration. That's power. Emotion is not only seen, it's heard, and more importantly, it's also felt. Have you guys seen that experiment with the water and the vibrations and the music? They play classical music and they look closely into the water particles, and when they played beautiful classical music, it would form these beautiful geometrical shapes that were like perfectly symmetrical and beautiful. They looked like snowflakes. And then when they played some like a rock, like a heavy metal rock and roll, it would be like all sorts of different weird shapes, and it wasn't symmetrical at all. It will be all over the place. Anyways, our bodies are made 75 or almost 80% water. So vibration really affects us emotionally. And what's the instrument that creates that? It's our voice, right? I feel like when the audience is reacting to you, it's not just reacting because of your facial expressions. It's reacting because of your rhythm, because of your placement, because of your breath, your tone. Voice is very important, guys. So let's work on that. Actors out there, really pay attention to your voice. I would say take voice lessons, take singing lessons. Musicality in your voice is very important too. Learning how to ski when you're saying your lines. I love that analogy. When you're talking, you're skiing, you're adding rhythm to your lines. You're not just talking like a robot, like monotone, you're just talking like this. You don't generate any emotion by talking like a robot, unless you're supposed to play a robot. Then if the character requires that, then it's a different story. But storytelling involves some kind of like, some rhythm, some flux, some, like an ocean waves that come and go. Anyways, be water, my friend, be water. And I think it's very important to build that confidence too. Having a well-placed voice helps create confidence. A grounded, chest-placed voice communicates stability before the words are even registered. I was watching today, I saw that it's a screen test for Iron Man with Robert Downey Jr. If you listen to that, just search that on YouTube. It's a great video. And see how his voice is placed on his chest. It gives him so much confidence. It's really, really cool to see. His voice says, I'm in control. It's relaxed. It's grounded. It sits right there in the chest. It's very nice. Morgan Freeman is a great example. And I love Morgan Freeman because he appeared one time in my dreams and he told me to never stop dancing. But that's another story for another episode. Watch Morgan Freeman. He doesn't rush. He allows silence to breathe. His pacing slows down your nervous system. It's beautiful. And it gives him an authority. I love that. And that's all with the tone of his voice. Not just tone, but all the elements that compose his vocal instrument. It's really cool. And another great example of amazing vocal instrument is Robin Williams. Total range. He could go. He would create 1,000. He is a man of 1,000 characters. He would create so many different intonations, and his range was unbelievable. High, low, soft, explosive. He didn't just change pitch. He changed his entire nervous system. And oh my gosh, man, I could go on and on about how brilliant Robin Williams was with his acting apparatus, and range. Developing that range gives the actor freedom. When I saw Robin Williams, I saw a free actor that could do anything he wanted with excellence. And that was really, really cool. And freedom is power for an actor. Now, here's the truth. We could break down voice into placement, masked resonance, head resonance, diaphragmatic support, articulation, tempo, subtext, and all that. But the point is, voice is a trained instrument. So you don't find your voice. As an actor, you build your voice. As a voice actor, I can't hide behind physicality. My instrument is my voice. So if it's not trained, I'm limited. If it's tense, I'm restricted. If I don't understand placement, I lose options and I lose my range. So, and I think acting is about options, not just about options, but in this particular theme that we were talking about. So what do? You work on your voice. You work on your vocal instrument. You take lessons. Like I said, singing lessons. You study breath, you do breathing exercises. You read out loud. I don't know. You record yourself and hear your voice. Try to change it. Play with it in front of the mirror. Have fun with it. I don't know. As actors, we got to be able to have fun with the craft, with the journey of developing our craft. Just find ways to become aware of how you sound when you're nervous, when you're confident, when you're relaxed, because your voice reveals your internal state. And I'll tell you this, a trained voice can move an entire room without shouting. And I think emotion without that vocal support kind of collapses, It's not the same. And when the camera gets close, the truth is heard. Let's put it this way. The body shows emotion, but the voice makes it unforgettable. Right? One complements the other, I would say. Half of your acting is physical expressions, emotion. It's showing the emotion through physical expression. And the other half is through your vocal instrument, through your voice, through those vibrations. And you can really impact people like that. If you're serious about acting, train your voice. Because dream roles don't go to actors who have average instruments. And that's what I think, guys. That's it for the episode today. I guess that's enough for our reflection of the day. Work on your voice and have fun. Have a good time. I will see you next time. Peace. Life. I love that movie.